Hey guys, it is Sophia, the diabetic vlogger, and today I'm reviewing another Iron Maiden song for you guys, Alexander the Great off of Somewhere in Time. As you guys know, I got this LP about a month and a half ago, and I love this album. It's great. I fell in love with it before I bought the LP, and there's a couple songs that I said that, I think that we listen to our favorites so many times, we don't get to hear all the other great albums or songs on the album. That's Alexander the Great for me. If you guys have not heard, I encourage you guys to go listen to this song. You guys know I love history, and this is one reason why I love this song and why I'm reviewing it for you guys. So if you guys have not heard it, I encourage you guys to go check it out. Come back and leave your comments down below. So here it's Alexander the Great by Iron Maiden. My son asked for myself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small for thee. King Philip of Macedonia, 339 BC. Near to the east, in a part of ancient Greece, in an ancient land called Macedonia, was born a son to Philip of Macedonia. The legend of his name was Alexander. At the age of 19, he became the Macedonian king, and he swore to free all of Asia Minor by the Aegean Sea in 334 BC. He utterly beat the armies of Persia. Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great became a legend amongst mortal men. King Darius the third defeated, fled Perseus. The Scythians fell by the river Xerxes. The Egypt fell to Macedonian king as well. And he founded the city called Alexandria. By the Tigris River he met King Darius again and crushed him again in the battle of Arbela. Entering Babylon and Susa, treasures he found, took Petropolis, the capital of Persia, Chorus. Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great became a god amongst mortal men. A Phrygian king had bound a chariot yoke, and Alexander cut the Gordian knot, and the legend said the two had untied the knot. He had become the master of Asia. Hellenism was spread far and wide. The Macedonian learned mind. Their culture was the Western way of life. He paved the way for Christianity. Marching on, the battle-weary marching side by side, Alexander's army line by line. They wouldn't follow him to India, tired of the combat, pain, and the glory. Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great, he died of fever in Babylon. So this song is basically talking about Alexander's life from the beginning to the end of his life when he dies of fever in Babylon. So it says, I'll read this first part again. My son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for which I leave is too small for thee. King Philip of Macedonia, the year 339 BC, before the coming of Christ. Near to the east, in a part of ancient Greece, so it was the east of ancient Greece, an ancient land called Macedonia, was born a son to Philip of Macedonia, and the legend, his name was Alexander. So Alexander was born in the east of ancient Greece. At the age of 19, he became the king of Macedonia, and he swore to free all of the Asia Minor by the Aegean Sea in 334 BC. He utterly beat the armies of Persia, and so he beat the armies of Persia. And then the chorus, Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great became a legend amongst mortal men. But saying he became a legend even as he was alive, being mortal. King Darius III defeated, fled Persia. The Scythians fell by the river Xerxes. Then Egypt fell to the Macedonian king as well, and he founded a city called Alexandria. It was named after him. By the Tigris River he met King Darius again, and crushed him again in the battle of Arbela. Entering Babylon and Susa, treasures he found, took Petropolis, the capital of Persia, Chorus. Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great became a god amongst mortal men. A Phrygian king had bound a chariot yoke. A Phrygian king had bound a chariot yoke, and Alexander cut the Gordian knot. The legend said that who untied the knot, he would become the master of Asia. Hellenism spread far and wide. The Macedonian learned mind. Their culture was the Western way of life. He paved the way for Christianity. Marching on, the battle-weary marching side by side, Alexander's army line by line. They wouldn't follow him to India, tired of the combat, pain, and the glory. Alexander the Great, his name struck fear into the hearts of men. Alexander the Great, he died of fever in Babylon. I hope you guys like this video on this song. Please leave a comment down below. And again, if you guys have listened to go check it out, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys after another video. Goodbye.